By the strength and guidance of the Nine, who comes before us upon this sacred ground, seeking the cuirass of the divine Crusader? Step forward, adventurer, and face us each in honorable combat. For the vows we fail to revere in life, we shall uphold in death. No unworthy soul shall lay hands upon this sacred artifact without the leave of the Knights of the Nine. Sir Gregory, you are defeated. Sir Casimir, step forward. Impressive. You have bested Sir Casimir. Now face Sir Ralphus. Sir Ralphus, you have fallen. Step back and let the challenge continue. Sir Henrik, come forward and prove yourself. You have overcome half of us, and yet you remain standing. Perhaps Sir Caius shall test your true mettle. You show a fury of faith that I have not seen in centuries. But now you face Sir Junkin. You have lost, Sir Junkin. Sir Torolf, show the challenger the ferocity of the North. You have stood against the Knights of the Nine and lived. However, the final test is upon you. Ready yourself, Sir Knight, and face me! Sir Knight, in 300 years, none have stood against us and lived. Step forward and claim what is yours by right. May your faith be true. It's my pleasure. Please, continue. You completed the quest that I could not. I'm glad that my death at least served to lead you here, as I had hoped. The original Order of the Nine was founded with the intention of safekeeping the Crusader's relics. In life, we failed at this task. In death, we seek to preserve what little we accomplish while we wait for one to come and finish what we began. one of the mightiest knights of my day. It was a great boost to the Order's prestige when he joined. Unfortunately, he and I did not see eye to eye on certain matters. He left the Order during the War of the Red Diamond and never returned. Good day. By the Nine! I've not seen such strength! Could you be... No, you cannot. You are simply a noble knight. May the Nine guide your way.
How may I serve you, Commander? In death, we continue the work that escaped us in life. The relics must still be guarded, for someday they shall be needed once more. Alas, my old comrade is not among us here. We do not know why his spirit did not join us here to guard our last relic. We were estranged in life, but I had hoped that in death we could be reconciled. For my part, I now know that I am largely to blame for the ruin of the old order. Sir Amiel takes too much upon himself. I will say no more. May the Nine guide your way.
I wish to see you succeed where I failed. I was on the path to the boots of the Crusader, but died before I reached them. Do you wish to learn what little I know? I cannot tell you exactly how to find the boots, for that will be up to Kynareth. I can tell you to seek out her priests, though. West of the Imperial City, on the edge of the Great Forest, is a shrine. You will find them there, and they will tell you what you need to know. The boots are safeguarded by Kynareth herself. You must be tested and prove yourself worthy to acquire them. The wars of men undermine the service of the Nine. Do not follow in our mistakes. May your sword strike true.
I am at your service, Commander. Complacency proved to be our greatest enemy. The service of the Nine requires eternal vigilance. Go with virtue. I am at your service, Commander. The boots have been guarded by Kynareth herself for the longest time. Sir Junkin went after them and never returned. In matters of faith, one cannot be bogged down in the affairs of this world. Learn from us. Cast aside your treasures and serve the Nine. Walk with the Nine, Sir Knight. If you are true to the teachings of Julianus,
It may be possible for you to find the shield of the Crusader. When the Order crumbled, I set out on my own. After years of searching, I found the shield and brought it to Fort Bulwark for safekeeping. With the help of a few trusted friends, I began work to keep the shield safe for all eternity. I never saw my work finished. I died defending the fort from those who would take and misuse the shield. I never saw our work finished. I trust that the others carried on without me. It lies in the southeast of Cyrodiil, near the Black Marsh border. If all went according to plan, it should be very well guarded now. Believe in yourself, and use your knowledge wisely. You will pass through unharmed, and the shield will be yours. History and knowledge are his domain. He is the god of wisdom and logic. He teaches us, know the truth, observe the law. When in doubt, seek wisdom from the wise. Look to the southeast of... Though we went our separate ways when the Order fell, we all served the Nine in our hearts. All but one. The shield is safeguarded within Fort Bulwark. It is protected, and care must be taken when attempting to find it. May your sword strike... True.
You have my tribute, Sir Knight. In 300 years, none have passed the gauntlet. In 300 years, we have never known hope. But for the first time, it seems that someone may succeed where we have failed. I see in you the chance to redeem our souls and restore the Order. And now, I must ask you to press forward where I could not. I must ask you to face the challenge of Zenithar. I was arrogant and foolhardy. I sought personal glory. I placed my own will and my own lust for fame over the will of the Nine. In facing the challenge of Zenithar, I failed. I tried dozens, no hundreds of times to reach the Mace. I fell each time. And each time I awoke in the chapel, I leapt again. I tried to enlist the help of the other knights, but none would come to my aid. The inscription says to walk in the faith, but even now, I do not know what this means. Below the chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn, there is a shrine to the great craftsman St. Calidus. Those seeking the Mace must pray before the shrine. When you bow, you will receive a vision, or perhaps not. It is unclear. The priest saw that my body never moved, but it felt so real. You will see the Mace, separated from you by a great chasm. The chasm represents your doubt. Your faith must be your guide across it. This is what I know. As I said, my faith was weak. I did not understand the test, and I fell from the platform each time I tried to cross. I have told you all that I know. All that is left is for you to prove yourself more worthy than I. If you seek the Mace, travel to Leowyn's chapel, kneel at the shrine in the Undercroft, and let your faith in the Nine be the salvation of us all. Our greed for the relics overshadowed our faith in the Nine. I can only hope that you are stronger than we were. Legends say that when Pelinal Whitestrake was slain by the Aelids, a messenger carried the Mace to the human settlement of Leowyn as a message. Centuries later, the master craftsman St. Calidus built the Chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn as a tribute to the legend. When St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his tomb began to receive visions of the Mace of the Crusader. Of the original divines, Zenithar is thought to be the most in touch with the mortal realm. Some legends say that Zenithar has close ties to Kinnereth, an idea that is supported by the manner in which the two gods' realms interact. Craftsmen devoted to Zenithar are able to create and profit from the materials provided by Kinnereth's natural world. The two work in harmony, the natural world providing for the craftsmen. One cannot revere Zenithar without acknowledging the power of Kinnereth. May the Nine guide your way.
I know where you may find the Gauntlets of the Crusader, for I was the one who lost them. Though many know where they are still lost. I believe there is something you must do in order to retrieve them. Would you listen to my tale and learn of the Gauntlet's fate? When the Order fractured, I followed Sir Beric into war, taking the Gauntlets with me. When it was over, I returned to Cyrodiil. I attempted to return to the service of the Nine, but the war had changed me. I no longer had sympathy for the weak or pity for the suffering. In the brief time I was there, I did more to hurt the chapel than help it. It was there that I was cursed. A beggar who came to the chapel each day for help tried my patience one too many times. I lost my temper and struck him. My blow landed harder than I had intended, and he fell to the floor dead, killed in the very chapel of the God of Mercy. I left the chapel at once, of course, but the damage was done. I was weak, constantly weary, and lacked the energy to do almost anything. Ah, yes. As proof of the deed, when I struck the poor man, the gauntlets slipped right off my hands and fell to the floor. Heavy as stone, they would not move. None could lift them. I suspect they lie there still, in Coral's chapel. You must prove to Stendarr you are worthy to lift the gauntlets once more. Seek out the priests in Coral. Perhaps they can help you. It was placed on me for defying the teachings of Stendarr in his very chapel. My entire lineage was ruined by this curse. Whether it is connected to the fate of the gauntlets, I do not know. I have no doubt that they still lie within the chapel of Stendarr in Coral. No mortal man could lift them. We had only the best of intentions. Truly we did. We meant only to serve the Nine and the Empire. It's hard to believe it all went so wrong. Sir Alvis quested for the Mace after Sir Beric's betrayal. He believed that with the Mace, he would be able to bring the rest of us together. He stayed in the chapel of Leowyn for months, attempting the test over and over. He hardly ate, hardly slept. In the end, he failed. He left the chapel broken and beaten. Sir Amael found his body and laid him to rest here at the Priory. When Sir Juncan died while questing after the boots, I mourned his loss. Now I wonder if perhaps it was a mercy that he left us when he did. Go with virtue.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
They say syndicate of wizards have led a boycott of Imperial goods in the land of the Altmer. I bet you hear this all the time. But thanks for closing that Oblivion gate. We were all so worried.
The Gauntlets, eh? They're Arelder's responsibility. Speak to him about them.
Take care.
How are you?
What brings you here, my son? Ah, yes. The Gauntlets have been here for ages. I know only the basic story behind them. They're more of a novelty these days. My only real involvement with them these days is keeping the youngsters from hurting themselves trying to pick the Gauntlets up. What is your interest in them, if I may ask? Yes, well, I don't know the whole thing. A great many years ago, a knight of the Old Order did something terrible, and the Gauntlets just fell off. They dropped to the floor right where he stood, and no one could lift them. It was a sign of the curse placed upon this knight by Stendarr, I think. That curse still lingers on today, in fact. Poor Kellen. Oh, why, he's a descendant of that very knight from so long ago. The curse has affected his family all these years. He suffers from it now. He came here from Hammerfell seeking a cure, but... well... there's really nothing that can be done for him, I think. He may know more of the story than I. Perhaps you should speak with him, if he's feeling well enough. The Gauntlets have been here far longer than any of us. I don't expect that to ever change. They'll almost certainly be here long after we're all gone. Certainly after Kellen's family has died out. Be seeing you.
Hello. What is it? Is there a cure? Has Arelder found a cure? I know there's something he's not telling me. You've seen them, I assume. The only evidence of what happened so many years ago. Do you know that I thought perhaps I could lift them? That somehow this curse would be lifted if I could pick them up? I tried for hours, until my whole body ached, and I could barely move. I lay there on the floor next to them, weeping. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've been at the end of my rope for far too long to be ashamed of anything. I don't know why they're still here. They're so heavy, and I'm so weak. What does Stendarr want from me? Take care. Come back to see the... Ah, so you've heard it, have you? Terrible curse. Been in the family almost longer than anyone can remember. When I was younger, I could live with it. Wasn't so bad. But it's only gotten worse over time. I'd come here, to the place it all happened, in the hopes that something could be done. I fear I haven't much time left otherwise. Arelder has let me stay, mostly out of pity, I think. But there's something else. I swear he knows more than he tells. Bye. The thought, but it's over. I've seen plenty of pity in people's eyes over the years. I grew up recognizing it. But with Arelder, there's something else there. And when he speaks to me, there are times I'd swear he sounds apologetic. Guilty, even. Why would that be? What reason does he have to hold back information? I know I'm a doomed man one way or the other. Speak to him if you can. Convince him to tell me what he knows as a dying man's last wish. Take care.
Welcome, Knight Commander. I cannot face him. I know what might be done for him, but I haven't the will to do it. I wish I could help him. Truly I do. But I cannot muster the strength to damn myself on his behalf. The curse. I know what would lift it, but I cannot do it. The only way to free Kellen of his curse is to take it on myself. I am not strong enough to do this, and so I am a failure. I fail Kellen every time I speak to him, and I fail Stendarr every time I pray to him and do not ask for the power to lift the curse. Do you know one who would do such a thing? One who would pray at this chapel's altar, pray to Stendarr for the power to lift this curse? I've told you, the only way to lift the curse from Kellen is to pray to Stendarr for the power to free him. But that means taking the curse on yourself. You'll be marked for life, as will all your children and your children's children. Be seeing you. It's good to have a bit... He's down in the chapel hall, resting. You may speak to him if you like. Goodbye. Well, of course. I mean, there's always something there I need, and seed needed.
Good to see you. We're all in your debt for closing that Oblivion gate outside the city. Well done. Farewell. It's my pleasure. Please continue. The church is still... I don't think... Goodbye. You... How did you? I feel good. I feel... good. I don't feel like death. I feel like... running! Hi!
Greetings.
Well, here's a fine one. Speak
All are
freely.
welcome here. What brings you to the altar of Kinnereth, my child? You would seek the holy relic Kinnereth has bestowed upon the world. Then you must prove yourself worthy. Kinnereth's creations guard her relic, and you must pass the test before you may be granted the boots. I cannot say what it will be, for I do not know. Kinnereth herself will decide in what manner you shall be tested. All I can do is direct you to the Grove of Trials, and remind you to heed Kinnereth's teachings. Fear and respect nature and all her creations. Not far from here, to the west, nestled within the great forest, it is a place many would overlook. I warn you that it is unwise to take anyone with you. You should go there alone. Indeed, nature itself is Kinnereth's domain. All its creatures are her wards. You would do well to remember this when it comes time for your test. Then proceed directly to the grove, as your test has begun. Kinnereth may choose to guard you along the way. That is up to her. Good luck.
What's going
Good
on?
day.
I saw some mud crabs by the water recently.
I avoid those things whenever I can. Horrible creatures.
See you.
You too. Greetings to you.
Well met.
It's you. I've heard of you. You're the one restoring the Knights of the Nine, aren't you? Such humility. I admire you. I am Caradus O'Holan. I originally came to this chapel in search of the Mace of Zenithar. I tried, but I could not pass the test. My faith was weak. Or perhaps Zenithar decided that it was not I who should carry the mace. He has found a use for me, however. The priests have asked me to stay to protect the chapel. After what happened in Anvil, they are afraid. Of the original divines, Zenithar is thought to be the most in touch with the mortal realm. Some legends say that Zenithar has close ties to Kinnereth, an idea that is supported by the manner in which the two gods' realms interact. Craftsmen devoted to Zenithar are able to create and profit from the materials provided by Kinnereth's natural world. The two work in harmony, the natural world providing for the craftsman. One cannot revere Zenithar without acknowledging the power of Kinnereth. I grew up in Cheydinhal. My father was a cobbler. My mother was an acolyte of Zenithar. She was self-taught, not part of the chapel proper. They were both killed in an accident when I was young. I became a ward of the Crown and was drafted into the Imperial Army. After serving 2 tours patrolling Stros Mackay, I left the service for a life devoted to Zenithar, inspired by my parents. Legends say that when Pellinal Whitestrake was slain by the Aliens, a messenger carried the mace to the human settlement of Leowyn as a message. Centuries later, the master craftsman St. Calidus built the Chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn as a tribute to the legend. When St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his tomb began to receive visions of the Mace of the Crusader. Legends say that when Pellinal Whitestrake was slain by the Aliens, a messenger carried the mace to the human settlement of Leowyn as a message. Centuries later, the master craftsman St. Calidus built the Chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn as a tribute to the legend. When St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his tomb began to receive visions of the Mace of the Crusader. Of the original divines, Zenithar is thought to be the most in touch with the mortal realm. Some legends say that Zenithar has close ties to Kinnereth, an idea that is supported by the manner in which the two gods' realms interact. Craftsmen devoted to Zenithar are able to create and profit from the materials provided by Kinnereth's natural world. The two work in harmony, the natural world providing for the craftsman. One cannot revere Zenithar without acknowledging the power of Kinnereth. He seems to be different than your usual self-proclaimed holy man. Maybe what he says is true, and that the attack on the Chapel of Dibella is just the beginning of an assault on the church itself. Goodbye.
What is it?
Please, set me free. Thank you for rescuing me. I've lost track of how long they've held me here. I am Sir Thedred. I came here seeking the shield of the Crusader. And I've been held prisoner when I refused. I can't go with you if that's what you mean. You'll have to go on alone. Before finding this place, a phrase kept coming up in the writings I found. I'm not sure how, but I just know it. Watch out!
Hello? Who's there? To arms! To arms!
Sir Knight, thank Arche you are back. I have terrible news. Sir Roderick, I think he's dead. A holy knight, like you, questing for the relics at the Prophet's call. I was his squire. I believed he was chosen by the gods to reclaim the relics. At first things were going well. He prayed at all the shrines and received a vision, a disturbing vision. The shade of Sir Beric spoke to me was all he said. We must put him to rest. We traveled back and forth across Colovia. He was always asking about an old noble family, the Vlindrels. Finally, he found what he was looking for. We went to Underpaw Cave, and there he fell. He did. I owe him my life. He faced the evil wraith of Lord Vlindrel and told me to run. And I did. I know I should have stayed with him. Perhaps together we could have destroyed that evil thing. He said that Sir Beric's tomb was in Underpaw Cave, which is no cave, but some kind of buried keep. He had learned that Sir Beric had once been a questing knight, like us. He had found the greaves and sword of the Crusader, but then turned to evil. Sir Roderick hoped to find the relics within Sir Beric's tomb, and he did. But we also found a terrible guardian, the wraith of Lord Vlindrel, Sir Beric. Yes, my lord, and I brought you. Sir Roderick shouted for me to take them. The greaves, the holy relic, they're yours. The wraith, it used it against Sir Roderick. I don't know how that evil thing could use the holy weapon, but it did. It screamed as it struck. I'm sorry. I've already failed Sir Roderick once. I don't want to fail him again. I remember he said something about the sword before we... He was worried that the sword may have been turned to evil, that it may have to be reconsecrated on the altar of its creator, the divine Arche. That's all I remember. I hope it may help you. Thank you, Sir Knight. I would ask a boon if I could, although I know I do not deserve it. Would you make me a Knight of the Nine? I want to dedicate myself to ridding the world of evil. I owe it to Sir Roderick. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Knight. I will not fail you. Give me a moment to arm myself, and I will accompany you to Underpaw Cave to destroy the foul wraith.
Well met, Sir Knight. I find myself here, at your disposal. I want to make up for the mistakes I've made, and devote myself fully to the faith. If it pleases you, I would join your order and serve the Nine at your side. What say you? Thank you. It means a great deal to me. Excuse me while I gather the equipment I need.